In the rapidly evolving world of artificial intelligence, a seismic shift is underway. Huawei, the Chinese tech giant, has unveiled a chip that's challenging the long-standing dominance of Nvidia, the undisputed king of AI hardware. The Ascend 910C, Huawei's latest offering, is making waves in the industry, threatening to upend the status quo and redefine the future of AI computing. For years, Nvidia has been the powerhouse behind the AI revolution. With its cutting-edge chips like the H100 setting the gold standard for performance and efficiency, Nvidia's GPUs have fueled everything from generative AI models like ChatGPT to autonomous vehicles, cementing the company's position as a tech titan. In 2024, Nvidia's market cap soared past $1 trillion, a testament to its unrivaled success. But whispers from China suggest that change is on the horizon. Huawei's Ascend 910C, part of its Cloud Matrix 384 AI cluster, is reportedly powerful enough to rival Nvidia's best. The chip's dual chiplet design, combining two processors into a single unit, enhances its efficiency and scalability, making it a viable alternative for Chinese tech giants and data centers seeking to break free from Nvidia's grip. The rise of the Ascend 910C comes at a time of heightened geopolitical tensions between the United States and China. The U.S. has imposed stringent export controls on advanced semiconductors, aiming to curb China's access to critical technologies. Nvidia, caught in the crosshairs, has been forced to limit sales of its most advanced chips like the H100 to Chinese customers. This has created a golden opportunity for Huawei. Chinese firms, cut off from Nvidia's latest offerings, are turning to domestic solutions like the Ascend 910C. Huawei is already shipping over 800,000 Ascend 910B and 910C chips to customers, including state-owned telecoms and private AI developers, signaling China's determination to achieve technological self-sufficiency. The stakes couldn't be higher. As Huawei, a senior AI engineer at a leading Chinese tech company, puts it, the Ascend 910C is a game-changer. It proves that China can compete with the best in the world, even under the pressure of U.S. sanctions. This is just the beginning of a new era in AI hardware. But the path to dominance is not without challenges. While the Ascend 910C is impressive on paper, real-world performance tells a more nuanced story. Engineers who have tested the chip report that it falls short of the H100's capabilities, particularly in inference tasks critical for AI model deployment. Nvidia's edge lies in its mature software ecosystem, CUDA, which optimizes its chips for a wide range of AI workloads. Huawei's Ascend chips, while improving, lack a comparable software stack, limiting their versatility. Moreover, the Ascend 910C's higher power consumption could be a deal-breaker for energy-conscious data centers where electricity costs are a major factor. As Ling Chun, a data center manager in Shanghai, notes, the Ascend 910C is powerful, but it comes at a cost. We need to carefully weigh the benefits against the increased energy consumption and operational expenses. Despite these hurdles, Huawei's progress is undeniable. The Ascend 910C's ability to compete with the H20, a chip Nvidia tailored specifically for the Chinese market, is a testament to China's advancing chip design capabilities. And Huawei isn't resting on its laurels. The company is already working on the Ascend 910D, which promises even greater performance and efficiency, potentially rivaling Nvidia's H100 and beyond. The implications of this rivalry extend far beyond the realm of technology. As Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang recently warned U.S. lawmakers, if Chinese AI models are optimized for Huawei chips, global demand for Huawei's offerings could surge. This scenario is particularly worrisome for Nvidia, which has limited its China sales due to sanctions, potentially ceding market share to Huawei by default. The battle between Huawei and Nvidia is a microcosm of the broader U.S.-China geopolitical tug-of-war. It's a high-stakes game of technological supremacy with far-reaching consequences for the global economy and the future of innovation. As the two giants clash, the world watches with bated breath, wondering who will emerge victorious. In the end, the rise of Huawei's Ascend 910C is a wake-up call for the industry. It's a reminder that no throne is unassailable, no dominance is permanent. As China's chip industry continues to evolve and innovate, The balance of power in the AI hardware market hangs in the balance. The future of AI is being shaped by the choices we make today. Will Nvidia maintain its crown, or will Huawei's ascent mark the dawn of a new era? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The world of AI will never be the same again. In just 5 years, Huawei went from being banned by the US to building an ecosystem that now powers over 900 million devices worldwide. Analysts say that number could hit 1 billion by 2026, with users ditching Android in droves. We have met the enemy, and it is Huawei. In China alone, 1 in 4 smartphones already runs Harmony OS. And the platform's rapid expansion across Asia, Europe, and Africa is turning heads at Google headquarters. Not going to do business with Huawei. Huawei represents a national security risk. Harmony OS outperformed Android by 23% in speed and 31% in battery life on identical hardware. So is this the beginning of the end for Android? When US sanctions forced Huawei to abandon Google services in 2019, most tech experts predicted the Chinese tech giant would quickly fade into irrelevance. Without access to the Play Store, Gmail, YouTube, and other Google essentials, how could their devices possibly compete? Instead of surrendering, Huawei executed perhaps the most impressive technological pivot in recent history. They didn't just survive, they created an entirely new ecosystem that's now threatening Google's global dominance. The numbers tell an astonishing story. By early 2025, Harmony OS has spread to over 900 million active devices globally. In China, it now powers 25% of smartphones, and its influence is rapidly expanding across Asia, parts of Europe, and even Africa. The app gallery hosts over 580 million monthly active users, with thousands of developers migrating to the platform monthly. This growth isn't slowing, it's accelerating. What makes Harmony OS fundamentally different is its architecture. While Android was designed primarily for smartphones, then adapted to other devices, Harmony OS was built from scratch for a connected world. Its distributed capability allows applications to flow seamlessly between devices. Start a video call on your phone, transfer it to your TV with a simple gesture, then continue on your tablet when you move to another room. This isn't just a feature. It's a completely different philosophy about how we should interact with technology. The system's microkernel design gives it notable advantages over Android's monolithic structure. Applications run faster. Battery life extends significantly longer. And security vulnerabilities are dramatically reduced. When independent tech lab XDA tested identical hardware running both systems in January 2025, Harmony OS showed 23% better performance in everyday tasks and 31% improved battery efficiency. These aren't minor upgrades. They represent a fundamental technical superiority that users immediately notice. The March 2025 release of Huawei's Pura X Foldable perfectly demonstrates why Harmony OS is gaining momentum. Unlike Samsung's Z Flip 6 or Google's Pixel 9 Pro Fold, the Pura X features a revolutionary 16:10 wider screen that functions brilliantly in both portrait and landscape orientations. Its 3.5-inch cover display makes the competition look outdated, and the device's form factor resembles a mini folding tablet more than a traditional smartphone. The hardware is impressive, but it's the software that truly shines. Harmony OS 5 on the Pura X showcases AI integration that feels generations ahead of Android. The eye-tracking page-turning feature has to be experienced to be believed. The system knows exactly when you've finished reading and advances automatically, making ebooks feel almost magical. The AI assistant understands conversational context at a level that makes Google Assistant seem primitive by comparison. When you say, "Remind me about this tomorrow," it knows precisely what "this" is based on what's currently on screen. What's particularly fascinating is how Huawei achieved this level of innovation while cut off from American technology. The company invested heavily in self-sufficiency, developing their own Kirin chipsets. The Pura X likely runs on the Kirin 90020 and creating alternatives to every Google service. Pedal Search has evolved from a basic app finder into a sophisticated search engine. Pedal Maps now offers features that Google Maps lacks, like augmented reality walking directions that overlay precisely on your actual surroundings. Privacy has become another major selling point. Unlike Android's data collection model that powers Google's advertising empire, Harmony OS gives users unprecedented control over their information. The Privacy Shield feature allows real-time monitoring of app permissions, immediately alerting you if an application attempts to access your camera, microphone, or location without explicit authorization. For increasingly privacy-conscious consumers, this represents a compelling reason to switch. Of course, significant challenges remain outside China. The absence of Google services requires adjustments for users accustomed to Gmail, YouTube, and other staples of the Google ecosystem. However, this barrier is gradually eroding as third-party alternatives improve and more services offer web-based access. In regions where Google's presence is less dominant, parts of Southeast Asia, Eastern Europe, and Africa, Harmony OS is already becoming the preferred choice for new smartphone purchases. The app ecosystem still lags behind Google Play in total application count, but the gap is closing faster than expected. Major partnerships with companies like Tencent ensure popular apps like WeChat are fully optimized for Harmony OS. Banking apps, social media platforms, and streaming services that were once exclusive to Android and iOS have increasingly embraced Huawei's platform. By focusing on quality rather than quantity, the app gallery has transformed from a liability into a strength, with better curation and significantly fewer malicious applications than Google Play. For developers, Harmony OS offers compelling advantages. The revenue-sharing model takes only 15% compared to Google's 30%, leaving more profit for app creators. The development environment supports easy adaptation of existing Android applications while offering tools to leverage Harmony OS-specific features. As one developer recently put it, "We originally ported our app just to maintain market share in China, but we've ended up making more money and having fewer customer complaints on Harmony OS than on Android." The market response has been striking. In China, Huawei smartphone sales hit 35 million units in 2024, a 40% year-over-year increase, while Android devices stagnated. More telling is what's happening in markets like Malaysia, where Huawei's share jumped from 8% in 2022 to 15% in 2024, or Kenya, where the affordable Harmony OS devices have captured 23% of new smartphone sales. Google isn't standing still in response to this threat. Android 15 incorporates several features clearly inspired by Harmony OS, including improved cross-device functionality and enhanced privacy controls. The company has reduced Play Store fees for smaller developers and is investing heavily in AI integration. But Google faces structural challenges that Huawei doesn't: fragmentation across thousands of device manufacturers, regulatory pressure in multiple markets, and growing public concern about data collection practices. The irony is that U.S. sanctions intended to cripple Huawei instead forced the company to build something potentially superior to what they would have otherwise created. By developing complete technological self-sufficiency, from hardware to software, Huawei now controls their entire ecosystem in ways that even Apple cannot match. This vertical integration allows for optimization at every level, creating user experiences that feel cohesive in ways that Android struggles to achieve. For consumers, the emergence of a viable third ecosystem is unquestionably positive. Competition drives innovation, improves consumer choice, and prevents monopolistic practices. Whether or not Harmony OS captures 1 billion Android users, its growth has already forced Google to improve Android faster than they otherwise might have. The mobile computing landscape is no longer a duopoly. It's becoming a genuine three-way race. What does this mean for you? Should you consider switching to a Harmony OS device? The answer depends on your priorities and location. If you're deeply integrated into Google's ecosystem with years of purchases, subscriptions, and data, the transition would require significant adjustment. But if you value privacy, performance, battery life, and cutting-edge AI features, the latest Harmony OS devices offer compelling advantages worth considering. The tech world is no longer dominated by Silicon Valley's vision alone. Innovation is becoming truly global, with multiple centers developing distinct approaches to our digital future. This diversification is healthy for the industry and ultimately beneficial for users worldwide. Whether Harmony OS ultimately captures 1 billion Android users or not, Its emergence as a legitimate alternative has already changed mobile computing forever. What do you think? Could you see yourself switching to Harmony OS, or are you firmly committed to Android? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this analysis valuable, hit the like button and subscribe for more.